Hello, everybody. Today is Wednesday, March 22nd. It's 4:09 or 4:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The futures market's regular session just closed about 10 minutes ago. On my left, we can see the time and sales. The E-Mini S&P currently trading at 22.43 and a quarter. Had a pretty good day for the auto trader today. Before I continue, first the required disclaimer. Okay, so pretty good day today. First up is the DAX on the Superenco 14 tick, and we've seen this chart quite a bit. We started off with a loser and drew down about $700 or so, but that was followed by four winners in a row. So you can see we went straight up from there and actually hit our goal. Our goal on this is 2,000, and we probably had a couple of ticks slippage at the end, as when we hit our goal, we enter a market order and exit the trade. So this one hitting its goal on four nice looking trades. Impressive performance for the DAX. Okay, continuing our experiment with the bonds. On this one, I did change the money management, and we went from move the volatility stop up to 12 ticks, and then by bars at 16 ticks. And this seemed to serve us well because we saw $3,300 profit today. We actually had an equity high of approximately $5,000. So we went from 47.98 beginning equity, actually 46.63 our beginning equity, and we went as high as 10,200 or so. So about $5,500 was our equity high, and then that was taken down by this loser here at the end. So once again, had I stopped trading a little bit earlier, this had a stellar performance here, and you can see where we got stopped out here in the last two contracts, same here. But on this one, the runner went all the way to the bottom of the move, and that propelled us into our $5,000 profit range, and then we gave some back. But still, $3,300 on this 10 lot in the bonds, pretty impressive. And notice the trades here. So I'm doing a lot of testing with line break and getting some pretty impressive results. Pretty happy with it so far. Okay, next up is the Dow E-Mini contract, and this was towards the end of the session. I believe we hit our $1,000 goal, maybe had some slippage. So we did have a $1,000 goal here, and that was hit at the very end. And if I tighten up the chart, we can see our total equity curve. So here we started at zero. We ran up a few $100s, came back to zero, and really didn't take any heat today. We had a number of trades, but ultimately hit its goal on a number of trades, some pretty nice ones here. Notice the losers being small compared to the winners. So pretty nice performance here on the Dow E-Mini contract. Okay, so another line break chart on the crude. This is the first time I plotted this today, and it delivered a pretty nice gain of 710. It looks like my stops are pretty tight here. I'm going to tighten up the equity curve. And what's impressive about this is it didn't take any heat in a steadily rising equity curve, meaning most of our trades were winners. And you can kind of see here, even in these short moves, it's catching these shorter swings, and that is probably because this is a kind of small time frame for the crude, and so at just 4 ticks profit, I'm trailing by the volatility stop, and it looks like that's why we had so many winning trades. We got stopped out prematurely on some trades, but on moves of this size, which are pretty common in this chart, we caught most of the swing. So I think that's what really helped us to win. Our first target is at let's see, our first profit target is only 7 ticks, and then we move our stop to 0 bars at 12 ticks. So perhaps loosening this up a bit might give us a little bit more profit in catching some of the larger swings. But all in all, for the first time trading this, and my ideas about the tighter trailing stop, trailing it only after 4 ticks, this appears to have worked. At least it worked very well today. So I'm liking this a lot, and I'll be curious to see how this does as we follow this. Okay, next up is the crude oil and a Super Renko 6 tick. This did 690 for the day. There was a mixed bag of trades. It looks like we had a drawdown of about $600, but then recovered almost $700 to the plus side. So some pretty decent volatility here, but finishing on the plus side of the ledger. This is the crude oil 6 tick without the line break algorithm. Okay, next up is the crude oil on a 500 tick chart. We saw this yesterday. It had a good day yesterday, and we've actually seen it quite a bit. This is using the line break logic, and we had, by the looks of the equity curve, we ran up to an equity high of a little over $600. We had a loser here and a winner, and then a loser at the end to settle at 480 for the session on 2 contracts. Probably missed this long trade. We didn't get filled on our limit order. Okay, next up is the E-Mini S&P on a 987 tick line break chart, and this is another new line break chart that I'm following. I don't think it's had a losing day yet. Every time I've showed this, we've had some profit. 500 in the E-Mini S&P is very good. This is trading 3 contracts, and I believe, no, it didn't hit its goal. I don't have a profit goal set for this one. And again here, I'm trailing the volatility stop, which is the little hash bars here, at only 4 ticks. So a pretty tight trailing stop. I might try loosening this, but nevertheless, an impressive performance. Between 3 contracts, we did over 40 ticks. That's very good for the E-Mini S&P. Okay, we've been following our 1-minute chart on the E-Mini S&P, our 1-minute line break chart, for quite some time. This had a modest gain of 225 today. You can see the trades here. Nothing spectacular about this, but still on the plus side of the ledger. That's all for today's video. If you'd like to find out more, please visit our website or send us an email to you know where. Thanks for watching.